Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin, and I got a busy day today, so you get wet hair just out of the shower, Erin. And Brian was just texting me. So what do we do here on Saturdays? We do my weekly roundup. That is where we talk about my week in crafting, any whips, works in progress, or FOs, finished objects I might have. The pile is a little big. You're seeing some of the whip pile behind me there. I'll show you the crafty things. We talk a bit about the book I'm reading, and at the very end I'll give you just a teeny tiny little update on the health and all of that. Okay, but first, I did make it to the post office, and look what I got. I got my stitch markers from Ellie. I did break it open already, so you didn't have to sit through me cutting it, but I didn't look yet. Ooh, look at this. So it's beautiful. I can see there's a giant shamrock, and there's a couple of bracelets in here. And in her note, she said she sent something for Chomps and Bingo. So I think since I see two bracelets in there, I know where those are headed. Get that out. There's a card. Erin. There's so much glitter. I love it. I love it. Ooh, that's cute. A little high heel shoe. And nice. Okay, here are some shamrock stickers. I think those are for the kiddos as well. Hi, Erin. Thank you so much for your order. Enjoy your stitch markers. I've included 2 shamrock stickers for Bingo and Chomps, and also I put an extra tie-dye bracelet blanket in that bag. Yikes. So they can both have one. Take care, Ellie. Thank you. That is very thoughtful, and they will love it. They will adore it. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there so I can put it with my cards. And then we'll grab things here. We have the aforementioned bracelets. The kiddos are going to love those. They say, one second. This says, I'm Irish. And then this one says, lucky and blessed. That is awesome. Very, very cool. And then we've got, oops, this came out, but that's okay. I can put this back on. No problema. A shamrock covered in green glitter. I love it. A shamrock ornament. Perfect. A 4-leaf clover. It'll stay there for a little bit until Bingo notices it, and then she'll take it for her own door. A shamrock glitter foam guy. I love that. I'm keeping that one. And then, okay, so here is, I see a pin maybe? Yes, a lucky pin with a rainbow and a pot of gold. That's awesome. And then she always makes a keeper for your stitch markers that is themed. This is perfect. It's 3 wooden beads, 2 dark green, and then 1 lighter green and gingham. That's really cute. I like it a lot. And then I think that's the extras I'm seeing. Let's see. Oh, number 1's right on top. Perfect. Perfect. So I think this is the usual 15. So we'll just do 1 a day when I film. I do have a bunch of like pre-recorded things, so you're not going to see an opening every single day, but you know what it means. Okay, so this is number 1, and it's got a glittery shamrock on both sides. What? I love it. It's perfect. And then we have, let's open it. Oh, that's awesome. It's like a pot of gold. So it's one of the round globe ones that's filled with things, and this one looks like it's filled with beads, golden beads. Very pretty. I love it. It's perfect and a great way to start off we'll call it the March adventure. So there we go. Day 1. Perfect. And then I'm going to just decorate a project bag with this pin. Why not? Okay, no, we're not, because I'm not holding it very well right now, and that's not good. Okay, So what do we have this week? I have 2 finished objects for you. Only 2, and that's okay. I have my sock. I did finish the sock. So there we go. Sock 1 done. This is using Cozy Toes Balloon Brigade, and the pattern is Go Your Own Way Socks, which is free from Knitpicks. And we'll see a little later if sock 2 has been begun. I don't know. And then I also did Bod Hatapalooza this week. So this is the shell, I think it's called the yellow shell hat. It's a shell bucket hat. I used a Caron cotton funnel cake that I had quite a bit left over of, and I think it actually fits me. What? I actually made a summer hat that fits. So this one's going to be mine, and I'm happy for it. I think it turned out really wonderful. I did exactly to the pattern. So the same number of rows, same weight of yarn, same hook, everything. Although she used peaches and cream, and I think this might be, oh, I think I might have some glitter in my eyeball. I think the funnel cake might be a slight bit thicker than peaches and cream, but they're both classified as 4 weights. So there you go. Those are my 2 finished objects for the week. Now, what do I have for whips? I have the pickle jar cowl. I indeed finished the next color, that lovely green we picked out last week. I think it looks super cool. It kind of has a rainbowy look going now. Very cool. So let's see what the color of this week will be. We just hold it up high, and the first one my fingers grab. Oh, more green. This has green and kind of a plummy purple. I think that's going to be awesome. I just heard Bingo say, oh, does anyone know where Mom is? Even though I just went out and said, hey, I'm going to be filming my weekly roundup if you need me. Okay, we're back after a little interlude. What do I have next? I worked on my Joji Locatelli sweater I started last week. So I am making Spectre. I have a black and white printer, so black and white. I'm using, this is meant to be a fade where you use 3 colors. I'm using my Ginger Snap Advent Calendar from 2023. And I have made good progress. Okay, yeah, I'm 2.5, because I'm halfway done with this round. 2.5 rounds done from finishing the collar. I really wanted to finish the collar last night, but I got too tired, so I went to bed. So here it is. It's a twisted rib collar. So you twist the knit stitches and purl normal. And I resorted to using a semi-magic loop on this. I really don't like using magic loops, but I was having trouble finding a good cable length for the collar section. So I have 2.5 rounds left for the collar, and then I switched to the larger needle. So right now I'm on US 2s. I'm going to switch to 3s and then increase and start some, I think, so I'm going to do an increase, and then I think you do a couple of short rows for kind of shaping in the back. Yep. Perfect. So I'm going to get that going. That'll be cool. I feel like I've made really good progress. And the yarn is going much further than I thought. I still have this much of the little ball left. I feel like it's kind of about halfway done. So that's always exciting. Other whips. What do I have? Okay. We'll just go here so I make sure I put the sock back in the bag. I did start the next sock. I mean, like you knew I did. I have completed the toe, and I've switched it to my 9-inch circulars, so I can just whiz through the foot part. I mean, I say whiz through, but it's going to take a while because It's inches on a fingering weight on tiny little needles. But there you go. And I did remember to do the magic cast on so I do not have to sew the toe this time. Amazing! So that is in the works. Again, that's the Go Your Own Way sock. It's the mate for this one. And it is it's a new ball. But it started where this ball ended. So that's kind of cool. Just kind of unique and interesting. And then, what else do I have? Okay, so we talked about this maybe last week or the week before. Burpee burpee. Since I finished, see, here's my leftovers. I did start working on the granny stitch sock blanket. So all I'm doing is an ever expanding granny square, kind of with my leftover sock yarns, and this is where we're at now. So this was Chomps' strawberry socks. These were Bingo's orange socks, and now here's the Balloon Brigade socks. I have made other socks, but I have so much yarn left over that I can knit another pair of socks out of them. So I'm not going to put it in the bag until there is not enough to complete. Did I say in the bag? Well, I guess I would put it in that bag and then put it into the blanket. Anyway, long story short, I'm not using it until there is a small enough amount that I wouldn't be able to knit another pair of socks out of. And then, what do I have here? Let's do this. So, remember that blanket I held up and was like, oh, I need to set something to the side. I'm not going to really work on this one. Yeah, guess who finished that skinny cake and added on the next one? So, the blanket is twice as big as you saw it last time. But this is, I've barely added the new cake. So this is basically how long one skinny cake is. So I think the 4 is going to be perfect. I mean, I'll get to the 3 and it might be big enough, but I think I'll just want to cruise ahead and do the 4. So this is held double. So this is 1/2 and there is the other half. And this again is the granny ripple blanket that Mel from Lethaleyas Little Hook and Mama G Gear are doing as a cowl. So check out Mel's channel. It's called the Wavy Granny Crochet Blanket, free pattern on Yarn Inspirations. But Mel has all the info for this in her channel. She's got a couple of lives going through the pattern. And yeah, so I am using Karen Skinny Cakes in the colorway Fruit Punch. And my Yarnus crochet hook, 5.5mm. And there we go. So I did a lot of work on that, even though I didn't think I was going to do any, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And it's getting a little too big for the bag now. And what else do I have to show? I'm talking kind of fast today. I need to slow down. That straw likes to spray. Okay, let's do this. This is my mystery yarn challenge for my MYC 324. This is Lori at the Armchair Chef. She organizes the mystery yarn challenge. Basically, she'll put up a video and then you have to email her. It's around the beginning of the month and she pairs up people. You can send yarn, you can work on whips. She's got 4 different options. I do option 2, I believe, where I work on my whips, but I'm willing to send a package of yarn to another person. So I have enough projects right now on Whip Island. I want to work on completing those, but I am more than happy to send a surprise out of my stash to somebody and see what they can create with it. And that's what Lori encourages. Not the purchase of brand new yarn, but send stuff from your stash. And she encourages sending, you know, partially used balls as well. So they don't have to be, you know, brand new, pristine, the newest yarn. Everybody understands it's a challenge. It's fun. I love it. Check out Lori. If you do hashtag MYC324, you'll see videos of people opening their boxes and maybe a little bit talking about what they've completed so far. But you can change the number to other things. So like MYC 224 will get you the February things. NYC 124 will get you the January things. So just if you want to check it out, see what it's all about. Anyway, so like I said, I'm working on my whips. And the whip I picked this month is my CNC cowl, which is a kit I bought from Mountain Meadow Wools. And this is the yarn. Well, that's the label. The yarn name is Green River Hand Dyed, and the colorway is Canyon. There's that. And it's really fun. Here is the pattern. I don't know if you can just buy the pattern from them or if you have to buy it as a kit. But it comes with, when I bought the kit, you could buy the kit with the needles or without the needles. I think there's roughly a $10 difference between the two. I already had the needles, so I didn't need it. But it did come with the pattern in the nice project sleeve protector, page protector thing. Anyway, I am making good progress. I am on the last kind of yarn over section, and then I'll be done. This yarn over section has 4 yarn overs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 yarn overs. I've done the first yarn over, so I have to do 3 more yarn overs and then bind off, and I'll be done with my cowl. It does have a, it starts wider and then you decrease twice, so it's going to have a bit of a, I think it's going to end up kind of A-line look, so a little wider, so you can wear it a couple different ways. But I love the feel of this yarn. It's a really unique bamboo merino blend. They have a proprietary yarn blend for their company that's called like Meadow Merino, Merino Meadow, Mountain Merino Wool. Why meadow when their name is mountain, huh? Whatever. Well, no, it is Mountain Meadow. That's where I was getting meadow from. Ugh. My brain does work occasionally. So anyway, my goal for this week, because I talked in Fridays with Fred of having kind of project completion goals, the goal for this week is to finish this. So let's do it. Let's get her done. Oh, and she fell. I'll pick her up later. She was in the bag. What else is one of the things I'm trying to complete this month? This project, which is my Expression Fiber Arts project. So each month we do the Krafting Kitty Creator Spotlight. Check out around the first of the month. I had a video telling you all about it. Basically, we pick a creator and we spotlight them for the month by making and sharing things we've made based on their patterns of tutorials. I said that funky. It's always a mouthful. But as part of that, I do have a giveaway, and I make something as part of the giveaway. And this month, our creator is Expression Fiber Arts, which I had to laugh because now Bod is doing that shawl cowl, and she's using Expression Fiber Arts yarn, so everybody's going crazy for Expression Fiber Arts over at Bod, and I think we've been going crazy for it too this month. I'm doing Doratus. It's kind of a wrap with this star. It's a filet crochet pattern. My goal for this week was to be at row 20. I've completed row 23, so a little ahead of the curve, which is awesome. Which also means I am around over close to 2/3 done, which is awesome. So next week, my goal will be at row 30. I'll probably be well beyond that. But here it is. Again, I'm going to hold it folded over. I'm using, it uses a DK 3-weight yarn and a sparkle yarn. I really wanted to use a sparkle, but I didn't have the yardage in a sparkle available in a DK. So I used Lion Brand Mandala. This is a bonus bundle. You need just over 1,000 yards, and bonus bundles come in about 1,100 yards. So I should have enough to complete it. And this colorway is Satyr, however you want to say it. And there you go. Can you kind of see the star? Okay, whoops, don't fall off my lap, please. There's one of the completed stars from earlier. So there you go. And then, so there's going to end up being 3 rows of stars. And like I said, I am probably close to 2/3. I'm nearly done with the second row of stars, but I have started, there's a little bit of overlap. and I've started the final row of stars. And if you're curious, this is how much of the bonus bundle I have left. Very cool. I'm using just my boy, I think it's a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. What? Very cool. I'm really liking this. This is a very quick, it's a nice repetitive pattern. Need the pattern. A nice repetitive pattern. Once you get the first things going, you can kind of clue off what you've already done to make it so it's not as, you're not as stuck to the stitch counts with a button. So, oh, I told him I was half done. I'm much closer to being finished than I thought because I only have one more whip to share with you, which is his, I'm actually going to cut that out so you don't even know what I'm talking about. Chomps just came in, had needs something Googled for his Pokemon game. So I will do that for him when I am done here. But the final whip I have is his whip. It is, I'm making all of the amigurumi from this Crochet Cute Critters book. It is by Sarah Zimmerman, who is Repeat Crafter Me on YouTube. And 2024 is my year of amigurumi. Last year I tried to pick a theme for the year of something my goal was to work on, and it was socks. It was the year of socks, and I feel I've done a great job in learning how to make socks. I'm now on my sixth pair of socks. What? Pretty cool. So for Chomps, the next pattern I'm making is Dash the Dog. I put the book back in there, and here's where I am at. I have the face done. I realized the eyes are slightly off, but I couldn't quite get them exact because you make this patch and you put the eye on the patch and then you sew the patch to the dog, to the head, but then it's not on an actual like row where it's easy to put the eye in. So I did the best I could. It maybe looks a little derpy, but it's handmade amigurumi. It's gonna look derpy. He wanted a red and orange dog. They are his two favorite colors. And this is what we're doing. So I'm gonna start the other leg soon. And all I have left then is one leg, two arms, two ears, and a tail. So pretty good there. What else? Okay, so yeah, that is the end of the yarny goodness. Yeah, because I showed you the granny square sock blanket already. Okay, so that's the end of the yarny goodness, if that's what you were here for. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you around soon or shortly, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Thank you. If you want to talk books, we're going to talk books next. So I get a lot of questions of how do I fit the reading into my day. I try to read at least one chapter a day, and I set aside 15-20 minutes before I go to bed to make sure I can do that. If I read more than one chapter during that time, that is awesome, but I do have a goal of just one chapter at least a day, so I'm moving forward. I finished, so last week I said I thought I was on chapter 10. I was not, I was on chapter 14. So I'm now on chapter 24. So I finished 10 chapters this week. So a couple of days I read more than one chapter, and some days I didn't. So what are you reading, Erin? I am reading The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. I take off the dust jacket when I'm reading so I don't mess it up. As you can see, I've already gotten greasy fingerprints on the cover here, which makes me think I probably read it while I was eating something. Okay, so things are getting exciting. We have found a means of travel, which is interesting. I'll be honest, I'm a little confused because I thought I knew which character another character was looking for, but my theory is now he didn't recognize her because he's looking for an older version of her. So, I said I thought there were dueling timelines earlier. I don't think they're dueling timelines. I think they are more of a parallel universe type situation. Could still be dueling timelines, I don't know. There is in one of the universe timelines, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to call them robots. I don't know if that's the right term. I don't think it's the right term. Mechanical beings? Maybe that's a better term. I believe I have figured out who the soldier is. I just don't understand how it could have come to be. So that's still to be found. I don't want, like, I want to say things about the plot, but I don't want to give the plot away if you're reading it or if you think it's something you might want to read. This is definitely kind of in the fantasy sci-fi, but it's not like a sword and sorcery. I think there might be some sort of mysticism, magic going on, but not quite sure what that system is yet. But it's not like the characters have specific powers, like they can, oh, I can wield fire, stuff like that. It's not that sort of magic. But something is going on. Something is going on. I mean, there has to be something going on. Otherwise, the book would be quite boring. But I am enjoying it. It's set in a library, and yeah, there's kind of a impending war in one world, and I'm still not quite sure what's going on in the other world, other than a bunch of people are trapped in the library. And it looked like maybe, see, that's where I thought maybe the timelines were different, because it seemed like maybe where the people are trapped in the library was the future of where the other point of view comes from. But it might just be a different timeline. Like maybe, wait, did I say a different timeline? Maybe it's just a different universe wherein the boy's point of view, maybe the war went one way in his universe and it went a different way in the girl's point of view. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense, especially if you haven't read the book. Anyway, it is interesting. I like it, and I'm definitely going to keep on going to see how it ends. I think I'm probably about a third through. So I am on page 194, and it goes to page 550 something, 58, 59. The page is stuck together. Goes to 559. So, yeah, probably about a third. Awesome. I will let you know how it goes, and hopefully I should be at least 7 additional chapters in next week. If you were only here for the yarny goodness and the booky goodness, thank you. I appreciate it. Because now I'm going to give a very short kind of health update since I've been talking about it here, and then we'll get on with our days. And I was hoping my hair would be a little drier by now. It is not. So I mentioned Brian was sick. He is feeling much, much better, but still congestion-y, a little throaty, still a little coughy. So he is still keeping his distance from us to try to keep us from being infected. Both kids are kind of snotty, and I definitely feel more fluid in my head, but allergens are very high. To me, I have no other symptoms other than what I would normally have during allergy season. So I think I have allergies. Not sure about the kids. They're still so young, it's hard to tell. You know, with Chomps being in first grade, did he bring home something? Did he get what Brian has? I doubt it, because so Brian tested positive for rhinovirus / enterovirus. This watch gives me alerts at the worst times. And the incubation period we looked up is 12 to 72 hours. We have been out of direct contact with Brian. He's kind of been segregated for well over 72 hours. So we should be outside of that incubation period. Of course, there are outliers, so you never know. But they really only have snot. They've had no other sickness symptoms. So again, it looks like allergies to me. And we'll see what goes on. I mean, I gave them some children's Zyrtec yesterday, but I mean, we know the allergy medicine takes a little bit of time to take hold, so I'm not totally discouraged that it's not like gone for them, but I do think it got a little better. So, I mean, it could be a wishful thinking mommy, but you never know. Me personally, I have been having fewer and fewer episodes of the weird head situation, which is amazing. It does seem on Tuesday, I didn't have the best day, but Tuesday was one of the highest pollen days here, and my head was so full of fluid that, talking to my physical therapist, she said it would make sense that I would feel off if my head did have more fluid in it. Like right now, pollen is again high today, and tree pollen, which seems to be what I am allergic to. Brian's allergic to grass pollen, which is 0 so far this year. But I took a drink and lost my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, again, I feel like I have a bit more fluid in my head this morning that I'm attributing to allergies, so I feel a little bit more off, but not bad, not terrible. She said I am doing so well on my exercises and progressing that she thinks next week might be our final meeting, so we'll see. Brian wants to encourage me to maybe set another appointment with her 2 weeks out just to have one more conversation. I'll talk to her about it, see if that's something she would like to do or not. But she's progressing me even further to more functional style exercises because, so with a vestibular issue, the best analogy is that it's like a muscle. So the vestibular system is kind of just the connection between your brain, your nervous system, your head, your nervous system, your like balance, your ears, your whole inner ear situation, all of that. And that can get messed up, rocked, set off kilter by a variety of things. You can fall, you can hit your head, you can have an infection or be sick for a long period of time, which is where we think mine came from. I didn't take any direct blows to the head, although the wisdom tooth extraction was kind of extreme. I guess my roots were very deep, so he had difficulty getting out, so he had to put a lot of pressure there. Yeah, so what she thinks happened is it was the series of infections. You know, I had gotten sick, I had some sinus infections at the same time around the wisdom teeth. My system had a lot going on that just messed it up, and now we have to retrain it like a muscle. You gotta retrain it so it all talks again. So we did some easier, lesser exercises, and she wants me to, she's progressed me harder and harder, and now she wants to do some more functional things that's going to stress my system a bit while moving. So I'm a little nervous about that. I don't want to, you know, trigger anything bad or anything. Like, she wants me to make sure I'm walking on uneven grounds, uphill and downhill and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm really a little bit scared of like falling or something. But that's okay. I mean, I don't know until I test it, and I haven't been like walking outside because of the allergies and because of the unsteadiness. I've not wanted to kind of risk it. So if I'm doing better, now it's the time to be a little bit more controlled and risk it a little bit, and, you know, test yourself and assure myself that I can do it. Because I think maybe through all, I mean, I was basically sick all winter. Like, it started in October and went well through January. Yeah, I think I've lost a little bit of confidence there, and I think with all these doctor's visits and things are coming back up. I'm going to be done in just a second, buddy. 1 second. You know, I think I'm realizing I'm doing better. I am feeling better and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's all good. And now I just have to get the confidence back. You know, everything's a little bit of health, a little bit of psychology. I don't know which word I was going for there, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. But yeah, everything is looking good. Brian's getting better. Like I said, I think this is allergies for me, and according to PT, I am getting better. Slight concern that the allergies and the sinuses kind of getting filled because of that is going to regress me a little bit, but we're going to manage those symptoms as best we can and keep trying to move forward on the treatment, and we'll see where we go. But thank you so much for all of your concern and going along with me on this journey. You know, like I said, this is kind of my bloggy day for you guys, and so that's why I'm kind of talking about it here. For a while I thought maybe I'd only talk about it in Fridays with Fred, but no, I think it makes more sense in this video. Okay, anyway, I'm going to stop blabbering now. Like I said, my goal for this week is to finish the CNC cowl. I want to get to row 30 on the Expression Fiber Arts, and I mean, my goal is always to finish the next mini for this. And then we're going to see more of the LethaleyasLittleHookWithMel stitch markers. Yeah, like I said, I might do some pre-recorded videos, so if you don't see an LethaleyasLittleHookWithMel stitch marker in it, just know it was a pre-recorded video and I didn't have it at that time. But I do have a Hirschner's order that came in. I got the new baby yarn. So I think I'll try to film that for tomorrow. Monday I draw for our 2-year Podiversary winner. So if you have not yet gotten in on that video, go check. About 2 weeks ago there was a video. The word giveaway is actually in the title. So go check it out. Make sure you're in the running because I draw Monday evening for that. Okay. Oh, I'm going to talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.